All right. I love saying Gabriela. I love that. Actually, so Gabby's cute too, but Gabriela just works. And influencers is a kind of a little bit of a favorite topic of mine because sometimes they come in a minute, sometimes they come in a lifetime. And you had mentioned about your grandfather. My grandfather was probably my first. He and my grandmother, my mom, my aunt, they emigrated from Ukraine, Kiev, years and years ago to Canada. And I remember when I was five-ish, my grandfather used to take me for walks in the park in Montreal, and I saw he talked to everybody. And one day I just asked him, I called him Zeta. I said, "How do you know all these people?" And he said to me, and I remember him pointing, you see that person coming my way. He said, one day I looked at him and I smiled at him, and he looked up and he smiled back at me. And then he came over, started talking, and we were laughing. And then someone else saw us and came over to us also. And I still recall my 5-year-old brain, although a lot of my friends would say it's still a 5-year-old brain, but they don't know what they're talking about. My 5-year-old brain said, "Wow, life's going to be easy. All I have to do is smile." And
Mm.
that's what I thought. And then you start getting older and you complicate the whole thing up, which you shouldn't. And then you start getting wiser and you realize smiling, it could be just a smile. That could be an influence on people for sure. So that's one example. We all have a lot of influencers. Can you share maybe two or three people that have been influential in your life?
So definitely my grandfather in terms of doing good, which I spoke about at the beginning. I can talk about without influencing my mother. My mother, empathy, leadership, determination, what she wants, and she taught me that. A family of six, like I told you, and then I'm
Mhm.
number four, so I'm super sandwich. Uh, my father, model of integrity, respect, amazing memory, and amazing and always pushing. We always had on the table, what is it what you really want?
Wow.
Discussions. So it was pretty powerful. And then third, and it's not the same order, but on that bucket is my children. Always the opportunity of aligning, learning, and challenging me in a way to becoming better. So I once heard that God gave you children, but they're not yours. They're part of you need to give them tools and care and everything so they are children of or people of good. So that's what I've trust and had very challenging learning opportunities. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that. Influencers in that space, always. You can see more on the family side, but there's always going to be people that I look up to in terms of branding, in terms of strategy,
Sure.
in terms of even the most recent, like Steve Bartlett with Dire CEO or Mel Robbins, not Tony, Mel Robbins more on that sense, or even I don't know.
Well, you know what's fascinating is we're always influencing people too, and we don't necessarily recognize all the people that we are influencing positively or negatively. Hopefully, we would try to be more positive. And I remember Malcolm Gladwell, I think it was, that said, "You don't have to go to some exotic island to find a story. Just ask the lady that's at the cash at Walgreens what her story is, and see what she tells you, and that'll be influential also." And he had a point, you know. So we should always remember, I think, that we have the opportunity, and sometimes we don't even know that it's happening, that we're influencing people. And so you influenced me, dramatically at the Venezuelan bakery, for example. Um, that's a great way to influence me anytime. So,
Yeah, no, no, but I find it, it's about like compassion, getting into this conviction, yes, determination, pretty determined, pretty results oriented, but trying to learn where they're standing from. So I got this exercise now. It's like, when you're asking people, it's like, oh, how are you? Oh, fine, fine, good, bien.
yeah.
No, no, really, how are you? They start trying to take it. Okay, sorry. You open this kind of stick, but you deliberately second ask that question. So I'm trying to get to that space, and I feel more comfortable in terms of getting at least getting people to know people on that level. Mhm.
That's what we call a leader who cares. Someone who really does want to know about the people, their family, their employees, their athletes on the team, whatever. And people are craving it. right now.
All right.
So thanks for sharing that and keep doing it.
Thank you.